Alright, what's happening? Gonna do something a little bit different this time. I got some records pulled out, except they all have something in common, which is not something I normally do. But I got the idea because I got a record recently, and it is in this stack, and I was listening to it over and over and over again. It was one of those records you flip side A, side B, side A, side B, and I was floored, man. The thing is awesome. And I put it into one of my lists that I was going to sort of almost expedite and sort of skip other lists just because I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to get it out because I had stuff to say about it. And I had no idea. I didn't know anything about this band. I only heard half the stuff that was on the record that I bought, and I didn't know anything past that. So I looked it up, and it turns out that the vocalist of the band is Azgorh from Drowning the Light, along with fucking a million other projects. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I have quite a few records that Azgorh has had a hand in that I haven't shown yet, nor have I seen anyone else show on YouTube. So none of this stuff is anything I've ever seen another YouTube guy show on their channel. So I figured, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for me to show some of this shit and, get it out of the way, and also talk about one of my favorite, musicians in the black metal realm of music. So yeah, this is not to fanboy or anything like that, but this is all Azgorh stuff. All of it's fantastic. I probably don't go ever more than a couple days without listening to something that this dude's had a hand in. And now obviously you're not going to see everything that this dude's done. I know he's in Black Funeral now. None of that shit's been released yet. I know the Harvest stuff is fantastic, but it's not on vinyl, so nothing I can do about that. He's got the Forgotten Kingdom stuff that he does. I mean, the guy's had a hand. He did some stuff with KFR on the Necro release. Not sure if it was vocals or guitars or what, but it's usually one of those two things that he'll do for another project or his own projects. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do this because I don't want this video to be desperately long. So yeah, let's get going. First up, this is Bal Gadriel with Decade of Intolerance. This is an Azgorh project that predates Drowning the Light, and I'm pretty sure that Drowning the Light formed in 2003, and there's a demo on here from 2002. So it predates it barely, but because I'm pretty sure Drowning the Light did form in 2003, and this shit is extremely fucking raw. Like, this is way more raw than anything you'll hear from Drowning the Light itself, because this is basically like Blender quality black metal. It's really, really fucking raw, but it's very, very good at the same time. I absolutely love this, man. I got this from Gotowerex from China, right there. Gotowerex. This shit wasn't exactly cheap just because of shipping, but I'm glad I own it now, so I can't really complain. This is more of this was more of a full band than it ever was just a project. But yeah, I think there was a demo, a rehearsal, and then there was a full length that came out in 2006. That shit is really, really hard to get your hands on, but I would like to one day. But yeah, for now, this is a really good start to the collection. So here's the front here. Really, really cool. It looks like a shot from a live show, and then just some sort of collaged images around it. Really, really nice. There's the back cover. Like I said, the second demo is more of a rehearsal. It has some repeat tracks and shit like that. There's a band name, album title, or compilation title rather, and then another like compilation, or fucking more like a collage of pictures, and then the band picture itself. This was limited to 100 copies. I have number 17. This shit sold out pretty quickly. I gotta assume it sold out in just a few days probably. And I'm really, really glad I went back and got this, because basically I placed an order for a Drowning the Light record, which I will show you in a second. And this was there. I didn't know this was an Azgorh project at the time, and when I found out, I basically emailed them. I was like, hey, can I add this to my order? And the dude was like, yeah, sure. So that is what happened. It does come with one of these OBI strips that I just put back on the record. Kind of a pain in the ass, but it's still cool. And then on the back, there's some other Gotowerex releases, including the Reaping the Night 7-inch, which I do have. I'm so fucking behind on showing anything besides 12-inch records, so whatever. Yeah, man, this comes with a sort of information sheet, I guess. Single-sided, it's like regular paper, but it basically explains what this is. It says the limited edition vinyl is a compilation of the first 2 Ball Gaudriel demos. Even though now over a decade has passed, this compilation was originally released on tape in 2009. And then it basically just goes into that, what you would expect from Azgorh on a credits or information sheet on any of his releases. Because, I mean, it basically says Ball Gaudriel was pure hatred and intolerance without compromise. It was utter darkness and war upon the children of the light and the false parasites infecting black metal. Yeah, we were not liked, and we did not want to be liked. So, you know, all that shit. That was written in 2015, and like I said, it's really, really cool that this ended up coming out, because besides, you know, if it weren't for this, I would never own this shit. So, here's the labels. That's side B right there, actually. And then that's side A. It's just on black vinyl, so nothing desperately interesting there. But yeah, man, I'm glad to own this. This shit is impossible to get your hands on now. I had to look for it, and I don't think there was any on Discogs, and there's certainly no distros that have this thing. So I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're not afraid of like sort of blender quality garage recording black metal, because that is what this is. But it's still good all the same. You know, I don't have a problem with any super fucking raw shit, and I don't think any of you guys probably do either. If you watch this channel, then I got to assume you have some interest in this stuff. So check it out. Ball Gaudriel, Decade of Intolerance. Alright, here's the first record that I bought when I placed that order through Gotowerex. This is another compilation. And this is what, like I said, this is what initially caused me to place the order in the first place. Now this is obviously Azgorh's bread and butter in terms of his projects and bands that he's active with. This is Drowning the Light with the War That Never Ends. And this includes a bunch of stuff. There's a couple demos on here, including Defenders of the Aryan Race, Vampires of a Dead Age. And then there's just a few odds and ends from 7-inch releases and some stuff that had never been released before. All pretty much within the area, or the era of 2007, 2008, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that all of the material on here is from either 2007 or 2008. Again, this is super fucking raw. It's not Ball Gaudriel raw, but it's raw nonetheless. Really, really cool album cover. Really, really nice stuff, man. There's the back. This one, again, is limited to 100 copies. It's 14 of 100. Fucking badass picture of Azgorh there. Azgorh again. Drowning the Light. Really, really fucking cool, man. This one doesn't include anything. It doesn't include like a sheet or anything like that telling you what's on here. I had to actually look it up. Which is a shame, but whatevs. Yeah, this is really cool. I like the album cover off a lot. I like that. Badass. Then the record itself is just black. Side B, and then side A, for some reason the little paper sleeve thing is ripped, but again, just black vinyl. Nothing desperately interesting. And this does include one of those OBI strips. Really, really fucking cool. Again, there's that Ball Gaudriel release. Reaping Night 7-inch. Yeah, badass, man. I'm so pleased to own these, because these are sold out. These aren't something you can just get anymore. I think I bought these in like February, so if you were wondering around the time these were available, it was around then. It also gives you an idea of how long I've had these, and just how far behind I am on showing records in general. So, yeah, this is really, really fucking good stuff. I'm kind of a sucker for Drowning the Light in general, as you guys can tell. But this stuff is really, really good. The demos are awesome. Of course, they're raw as shit, but I don't have a problem with that. So check it out if you're interested. That's Driving Light with The War That Never Ends. Alright, moving on. This was actually the record that I bought and sort of inspired me to make this video. This is Wolf Blood with Wolf Blood. This is another compilation of the only 2 Wolf Blood demos that there are. One called A Victory to Echo Through Time, and the other is called Banner of Might. I don't know how to describe this other than it being like literally fucking perfect. I've gotten quite a few records in over the past couple weeks, but man, I have listened to this more than all of them combined. This shit is, I would say that this is a perfect 10 out of 10 in terms of just material. These 2 demos are goddamn near perfect. The first track on this thing, called Death's Head Marches Through Eternity, the opening riff on that thing is fucking, like, every time, because like I said, I just sort of flip this record over and over and over again. I hear the opening riff on that, and every time I just find myself sort of nodding along to it. It's, I don't know, man, it's just fucking, it's perfect. I really don't know what to say about this. There's a lot of sort of more cleanish, chanty vocals, and then there's of course that's like signature Azgorh retch, which is obnoxiously retched, if you know what I mean. And there are actually like distinctive choruses on a couple of these songs, and man, fuck. The very last track on here, it's called Through Raven's Eyes, and it says in parentheses, homage to Absurd. And I assume that just means it's a cover of an Absurd song. I'm not desperately familiar with all the Absurd stuff, but man, what a fucking grand finale for a release. The sort of chorus in that song is a more cleanish, chanty vocal chorus, and every time, man, I found myself, the first time I heard it, I actually kind of like started laughing because of how much I enjoyed it. That's not something that really happens very often, but it happened with this. And not just that, man, but everything about this, the melodies are super fucking evil. Everything about this is just very dark, and it's very, very good. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just rambling because there's not much to say. It's just perfect. So I don't know what else to say. That's the front cover. That's the back cover there. Darker Than Black put this out. This is a compilation from this year, so it is brand new. And man, every one of you guys have to listen to this. You have to fucking listen to this. The vinyl itself, there's really nothing. It's just black vinyl. Some labels. Yeah, really simple packaging, very stripped down, but everything about this, man, 10 out of 10. Check it out, Wolf Blood. Alright, moving on. This is another, of course, this is another Azgorh project that I wasn't familiar with until very recently. This is Eternum with Summoning the Woven Spirit. Now, Eternum is a project that Azgorh did with Nightwolf from a band called Blood Stronghold. If you are not familiar with Blood Stronghold, it is what we are listening to. Fuck, another record I haven't shown. This is the March of Apparitions EP. Really fucking cool, man. But yeah, the dude from this, one of the guys from this band is from Australia, and obviously that would be the guy who is in this band with Azgorh. And this is a much more almost epic take on, you know, the sort of style of black metal that Azgorh plays. There are some of those sort of chanty vocals that, you know, you get a lot of. There's some keyboards on this thing that are really good. Yeah, I would just say that epic would be a more like appropriate term for this sound of black metal. It's really good. So this is a co-release between Iron Bonehead and Bluten Eisen Productions. Of course, the CD was released through Dark Adversary, but the LP was handled by these two labels right here. And this is the back, by the way, with the title track, or the fucking tracks and shit like that. There's the gatefold with two members here. You got Nightwolf and you got Azgorh on the other side. Really, really cool. You got some information and stuff like that. I haven't actually read the shit, but yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that this doesn't come with anything. If I'm not mistaken, it's just, yeah, pretty sure it's just black vinyl. Just black vinyl. There's one label. There's the other with just an E. Really, really fucking cool. I don't know what more to say, man. This is just really, really good. I would recommend that. This is a little less. I think this is a little less aggressive than all the other stuff that you'll hear here, because there's a lot of like acoustic interludes and stuff like that, which, you know, Drowning the Light is known a lot for. But this is much more, like I said, it's much more epic sounding. So if you're into that, I would recommend checking it out. That is Eternum with Summoning the Woven Spirit. Alright, finally. This is a record that this is a record that I should have had for about 8 months now, but yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Drowning the Light from The Abyss. Man, do I wish I could rewrite my list from last year, because I honestly think that this didn't get the place that it deserved. This album is a perfect 10 out of 10, man. Even now, I love this record. Gorgeous, gorgeous album cover, clearly, which looks just way better, you know, much bigger like this. Really, really cool. There's the back. Got Azgorh, and you got Balaam, I believe he goes by. Yeah, Balaam. Track listing and shit like that. This is a double LP. Now, when I ordered this initially through Obscure Abhorrence, I ordered the gray version, where that came with like a necklace with like you know, this sort of Drowning Light sigil pendant thing, which I don't actually see on here. Well, yeah, I do. I'll show you in a minute. And I ordered that, and fucking PayPal, man, messed up my address. Like, PayPal they just kind of defaulted to my my old address in Florida, and basically the record got sent there. Obviously, I wasn't there to get it. It got sent back, and it still has not made it back to the dude. And I ordered that shit in November, so I'm pretty much assuming that that money is just gone, and that record is just gone. I've been in contact with the dude, but, you know, fuck, who knows if it'll ever make it back. Customs is obviously a bitch, and whatever. So the gray vinyl was limited to 100, but I had to sort of settle for the black vinyl that I found through Arcane Altar, which is limited to 400 copies. That's one side. There's the other. I'm not going to take out the other ones. The labels are different, but it's not, you know, it's not that desperately interesting. But I am, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm glad to own this album. This is a fantastic release, in my opinion. I think this is like the 12th Drowning the Light record. There's fucking loads of them. But yeah, there's the gatefold. The little sigil thing I was talking about is that inside the Drowning the Light logo. Yeah, two dudes in the band like that, and just some information about the release itself. So, as you know, as happy as I am to own this, it still blows that I didn't, you know, get the version that I initially ordered, and that money is kind of gone. But, you know, owning this now, I almost don't even care anymore. This is just such a good record. I'm so pleased to own it, and yeah, just further proof that fucking Azgorh does not run out of ideas. It's brilliant. So I'm pretty sure every one of you guys have heard this. There's really no reason for me to talk about the music itself. I love every track on here. I think The Secrets of the Darkest Spells is probably my favorite, maybe, and that's probably what I'll use for the clip. So check it out if you have, for some reason, not listened to this, and thank me later. That's Drowning the Light with From the Abyss. All right, yeah, we're done. I obviously I have a shit ton more Drowning Light records I haven't shown. I have another Eternum record that I haven't shown. I have some Drowning Light 7 inches that I haven't shown. It's getting out of hand, but I'm doing what I can. And yeah, thanks for sticking around if you did. Listen to all of this shit. Like I said, it's just me sort of paying my respect to a guy who really fucking deserves it. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and till next time.